The price of a service is either going to attract or repel potential customers. And service pricing strategy is not the same as product pricing strategy. There are three main things that the service pricing can be based off of. The pricing can be either cost-based or value-based or competition-based. Of course, we will get to know about all of them in this video. Keep watching. But before I continue, I want to thank the subscribers of this channel. Recently, we have gained 4,000 subscribers on the channel. So, thank you for everyone that have subscribed. Now, let's move on. First of all, cost-based pricing. Finding out the cost of providing a specific service is not as easy as looking at the supply chain and adding the cost. And depending on the service, the variable cost is going to vary a lot from customer to customer. But still, if you are going for cost-based pricing strategy, you need to come up with an estimated cost for providing the service, different activities needed to provide the service, and other processes that go along with it. In order to make a profit, you have to set the price that will be a little higher than your cost. For that, you have to make an estimated sales forecast. And making a profit might seem like a no-brainer. You have to make a profit if you want to keep operating your business. But sometimes companies go for a lower price that does not make them any profits for a long time just to attract customers. The logic behind that is that the customers will hopefully purchase again from the same service provider and they will eventually increase the pricing to a profitable level. But you have to recover the incurred cost. Otherwise, unless you don't have significant investments behind the business, you will go bankrupt. So, tread carefully. Now we have value-based pricing. The value here is what the customers think is the value of your service, and that can depend on a lot of things. Sometimes, even if the cost of providing your service is high, if your customers think that the provided value of the service is low, they will not buy from you. And that is why sometimes you will need to manage the perception of value. As a service provider, effective communication and personal explanation is sometimes necessary. When we talk about the perceived value of the customer, you have to understand that the customers also have some perceived costs. These costs can be both monetary and non-monetary. That is, if consuming your service takes more time compared to others, that would be a cost. A non-monetary cost, to be more specific, there can be physical and psychological cost to the customers as well, depending on the service. Is it convenient for the customers to wait for the service, or is it uncomfortable for them? Are they more likely to get anxious before going to the service provider, or is there people reassuring the customers for that? Additionally, if your customers have to participate in the service process, then they will look for more convenient options and you might need to train them on how to use the service as well. And the last and easiest concept to understand is competition-based pricing. Check what your competition is doing and set your price accordingly. This will not always work if the service competition is highly differentiated, mind you. But if there are little to no differentiation, you might check out what the competition is doing. There are services where the competition is really high and one service provider changing their price level gets all the others to do the same. On the other hand, if the switching cost is really high or if the service is highly personalized, competition-based pricing is not necessary. Example for a highly personalized service can be your hairstylist. Now, those were how you price your services. There are other things to think about in the topic of pricing and payment. You have to make sure how the customers pay is convenient for them. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, customers do prefer convenience over a lot of things. There can be a lot of ways the customers can pay, and a good service will have multiple ways the customers can pay for the service. Another thing is, when do they pay for the service? Are they going to pay for it before getting the service or after? At what stage of the service consumption model are they going to be charged? Are they going to pay all of it at once, or is there an installment basis? Is there any membership system going on? Of course, loyal customers should be rewarded for continuous repeated purchase from the business. And those were the things you need to know about service pricing strategy. If you have any question, of course you can ask below. You can like, share, subscribe and all that. And for the bonus, the Nobel Prize in Literature category in 1920 went to this person. And this is the official end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you are still watching, I hope you have learned something new today.